Hmm? Okay. Okay. So Kubernetes. Whatever concepts I discussed so far clear? Okay. Write down in your notebook the differences, deployment and replica set and all. Okay. Let me create a cluster quickly. Okay. Somewhat Kubernetes is easy if you practice. Somewhat level we can easily. If client server down, good question, right? I'm waiting for this question only. Sri, CH asked this question. If client server is down, how we can communicate with nodes? Huh? Wait for this topic. RBAC process is there in Kubernetes. Definitely I will take this, take up this question. Kubernetes is very interesting concept. Our project you deployed into Docker, right? Docker Compose done, right? Yeah, yeah. Then, so let me install the process. So let me install first ekctl and then kubectl. Meanwhile, you can ask this any questions. You can prepare the questions. You can ask the questions. So whatever replicas we are providing replicas, right? Those are not dynamic manner, right? It's a static. The number always maintain whether load is there or not, right or not. So in this case, I'm going to discuss now a concept horizontal pod auto scaling. And then kubectl. So main will create a IAM role. IAM role creating for ekctl. Here I'm creating EC2 instance and I'm giving administrative permissions. So I'm giving EC2, AC, AKS. Let's give this. Okay. attach. Let's create a cluster. Oh, sorry. This region is not works. Actually, for this Flora site, your end it will work, my end it won't work. Okay. Tell me, any questions? No questions, huh? Then I'll move. Let it create a cluster and now go for horizontal auto scaling. What is a horizontal auto scaling? Guys, if my pod load will increase, the pod take the resources from where? Node. Clear or not? So my application requests are increasing. My application requests are increasing. My replica is only 3. So my replica able to scale up 3 to 4. Always maintain 3, whether load is there or not also. Even zero load also 3 pods will create or not? Yes. If full load also 3 pods only. Then in this case, my request increased to 1 million suddenly. 3 pods are not support. I need more pods. I need a dynamic process like auto scaling. When the load will increase, pod count will increase. When the load will decrease, pod count will decrease. Auto scaling, how it will work this process? We have a CPU utilization set point. When the CPU utilization set point, we can give what? Minimum, maximum servers. And desired also. If you give minimum, the average load is reduce. Go to minimum. Average load is increase. Go to max. Clear or not what I'm trying to say? It's a dynamic behavior or static behavior? Dynamic behavior. Static behavior is what? Whether load is there or not, create 3 servers, 4 servers, 5 servers. Scheduled base is a static or dynamic? Scheduled static, not dynamic. Morning 9 a.m. means time it will check only, create a whatever servers we can give. Whether load is there or not, create. Clear or not? Okay. My deployment.yaml inside, how many replicas are there? One replica is there. So this one replica, not enough. When the load will increase, it has to take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pods. In this case, I need a help to say my deployment.yaml increase the replica. Right or not? So someone can say to, or if the load is more, what you should do? Change the replica, apply. Change the replica, apply. Or scale up manually. But automated. Automated means someone can inform to deployment, hey, increase to 2, increase to 3, increase to 4, load is increasing, like that only, right? Okay. In this case, the someone means here HBA.yaml. This HBA.yaml trigger to deployment.yaml when the load will increase. In this case, who will monitor the load? HBA or deployment? HBA. HBA and you can see minimum, max. Based on which metric? CPU metric. The load is what? Just 1%. If average CPU utilization is 1%, if the load is more than 1%, pod count should be increased till 10. The set point max is 10. But this horizontal pod auto scaling is not creating a pods. It's a notifying to this one. Notifying to what? Deployment. In this case, let me open duplicate tab. Open this too. Yeah, if you can see, my HPA.ml calling deployment to increase the replica. So here metadata is what here? Nginx HPA, namespace default, kind is deployment, API version is apps v1. This is the info. So I'm calling the same info, apps v1, kind deployment, name Nginx HPA. Understand what I'm trying to say? So this is calling to this deployment at ML, HPA. So this HPA, yeah. So let's take a deployment at ML also. Okay. So guys, always HPA check the average load, CPU metrics. It reaches to 1%. It will give minimum replicas, maximum replica to clear. So it will call this deployment, not through label, through metadata. Clear now? So here see, same right here. So HPA.ml call to deploy.ml and says that load is 1%, increase max replica. Means, for example, if I need one more server, this replica 1 to 2, it will change automatically. If I need one more pod, it will change 3. Till I can increase till 10 only, max replica is 10. Clear now? Yeah. So which metric? CPU metrics. What is the load? 1%. Clear now? So in this case, my pod count can increase dynamically, right or not? Dynamically, we can increase the pod count based on the CPU load. Clear? 1 to 2, 2 to 3%, it will increase. So if no HPA, for example, how deployment will work? Static. It will follow always this one only, right? If HPA is there, this deployment work like a dynamic. You can increase the load 1% or 50%, your wish, same like auto scaling concept. I'm giving minimum to check a change quickly. If you give 99, you should wait till evening. So share the load balancer endpoint to Instagram and public and anywhere. Please hit my load balancer endpoint. You should wait for till evening to reach 90%. Meanwhile, AWS provider will send a courier to 4,000 bill. Understand? That's what we are decreasing 1%. Quickly access. Any questions from anyone? So please practice. I hope you are practicing Killer Coda, right? Practice in Killer Coda, free of cost, right? Can't we write HPA.ml instructions inside? See, I told you right yesterday. You can write, give a 3 lines, you can write, or you can separately write. But Kubernetes will call inside the directory all the YAML files by default. Very good, not required. Forget how it will work. Okay, guys. So I need to give a task, guys. Okay. So can you create a cluster by using Fargate? Okay. Learn by yourself and create it today. Create EKS cluster not with EC2 instances, with Fargate. Fargate, what is Fargate? You know, right? Already I have explained in the workshop. Not ECS, EKS with Fargate. Try to create, learn by yourself, understand how it will work. No, sir, we are unable to learn. Definitely, I'll take it. So we have a class Saturday, means tomorrow. Okay. I will discuss a very important concept tomorrow on the Kubernetes. Please join in time tomorrow. So morning 9 a.m. Sunday workshop is common. I'm going to cover a security services on Sunday. Different security services. AWS, WAF, Shield, Guard Duty, KMS, SG, NACL. In one class, I'm trying to explain all the security services. Is the agenda. Okay. Still creating. So we have a one more platform, Minikube. Minikube just practice only, not to deploy any applications. Minikube, Killer Coda, these are the environments where we can practice. But real environment is this is EKS and all. So better to practice Killer Coda instead of Minikube. Minikube also one server required. Killer Coda not required anything. So cluster created, right? kubectl get nodes. Two nodes are running, right? Okay, let me install Git. So Git clone. Okay. Okay. Let me check. kubectl top node. Interesting. What is top command? CPU utilization RAM we can see by using top command. Okay. Okay. So let me deploy a small ML file. Actually, I want to understand. Hello. Hi Nikita. Nikita, I'm in class actually. I'll call you after this. Huh? Definitely, I'll call you. Hmm? Yeah, yeah. Copy. So I'm going to deploy a small pod now. I'll tell you why. kubectl apply -f. So kubectl get pods container is great. You can run alias command, guys. Every time running kubectl is difficult na. K get pods. K get pods means alias kubectl to K. Then run K get pods and all. Okay. You know how to run alias command in Linux. We should run one command only, right? What is the command? Anyone? kubectl alias. Let's ask ChatGPT. I too forget this command. Yeah, alias K equal to kubectl command. This is Linux command. Now K get pods only. Clear? If you run alias. Yeah, thanks. So every time running kubectl, spelling mistakes and all problems, right? Don't give alias for get pods, huh? kubectl is common for every command, right? That's what I've given. Even if you can give us, oh bro. K top commands. K top pod. Okay. So guys, by default, actually, this is a recent version of Kubernetes. By default, metrics server also running inside. Actually, the before, I mean, older versions, if you run a top command now, we will get an error top is not configured. So in this case, we have to configure a metrics server inside metrics process. That metrics process will give a initialize top command. Now, no need to install them. In okay. Yeah, for example, Control F. See, we need to run this process to install metrics before actually. Now, by default, they are giving metrics inside only. Okay. So that's what I'm able to run a top command. So how to delete K delete -f pod.yaml file. So pod also will delete. Okay, clear till here? Okay, let's get started the process. Kubernetes main and cd day 4. Okay. So let's apply first. Okay. Excuse me. kubectl apply -f dot means what? All files will apply. Whatever YAML files are there. Okay. Okay. Even you can give after alias also you can give same command, no problem. So deployment is created. Horizontal pod is created. Service also created. These three files we are familiar right now, right? Now K get pods. Why only one pod running? Yes, we given only one pod where in replica. Clear? If you increase the load now, pods count will increase. HPA is running now. So let's go and check now. K get HPA. Clear now? Minimum is 1, max is 10, replica is 10. Now max will replicate the pods if the load is more. What is the CPU load? 1% is a set point. Present load? Then how it will increase? Okay. kubectl, sorry, K get SVC. Load balancer created, right? Okay. So you can hit load balancer, right? To increase the load. How many times you are going to hit? It's a, then what we can do instead of this? Stress. Grafana Prometheus system we already run, right? Stress command. So in this case, my end, a small script is there. VA test.sh. So I'm going to run 1000 requests by using for loop. Request 1, hit, request 2, hit, request 3, hit continuously 1000 times. It will hit. Load is increasing only. In your interview, don't say this. I'm creating a load. In interview, if you can say creating a load, why you are creating a load, they may ask. In real time, load will create automatically by accessing the application by public. Clear? Here, what I need to change? My load balancer URL. Right or not? This is old one. You can remove load balancer URL. Okay. So take your load balancer now. Control C. Update into here. Clear now? Now this load balancer endpoint is going to be hit multiple times. Which request? Null request. This small request, sample request. How many times? 100 times. 1000 times. Huh? How to run this? See, multiple times request is hitting now. You can open a default tab now. K get HPA. Load increasing or not now? Clear or not? 1% to set point, 5% is increasing. kubectl get pods. Automatically creating or not? Some are pending, some are running. Test.sh is a file to hit load balancer 1000 times only to increase the load. If load will increase, HPA load will increase, CPU load will increase, HPA will trigger the multiple replicas. It's a kind of stress command. After some time again, so total 10 created, few are running, few are pending. Okay. Now anyone tell me why few pods are pending, few pods only running? Actually, for this load, whatever load I have increased na, for that 10 pods required. That's what 10 created. But scheduler scheduled how many pods? 3 or 4 only. What about remaining? Why remaining is not created? Anyone? Maybe there is no space. Yes, this is correct answer. Don't have resources. Let's check why this pod is not scheduled. How to check now? Further debug. How to check? Describe command, right? kubectl describe describe pod, right? See now, fail to schedule. Why? 0 out of 2, 0 nodes are available. Insufficient CPU means what? Your server is there na? Nodes taking T2 small only. Right or not? So 2 are not enough, or increase the server instance type, or increase the node count. Okay? But system has to increase automatically node also, right? For that, we have to configure something, auto scale process. Inbuilt auto scale process are not there. We have to build. Clear now? Okay. So meanwhile, what I'm going to do, when I create a cluster, the background, one auto scaling will create. See how many nodes? While creating time, 2 nodes. If you click on this launch template, faculty. Okay, guys, we have a workshops tomorrow. Play write automation by Sumant, 12th April, that is tomorrow, 10 a.m. And data analytics Power BI by Vijay Ramaras sir. All are 10 a.m. Next, Seaborn, 6 p.m. Data experts Prakash Senapati. And AWS Cloud Security, 9:30 a.m. by me. Okay. Thanks. Unfortunately, all are in same time. Okay. Okay. So go to auto scaling here. Click on auto scaling group. So scaling limits are what? This is pod or node? Huh? Node, not pod. Okay. This is node. So node edit. Can I increase desired capacity 4 now? What is the meaning? Desired capacity means what? Auto scaling desired capacity is what? Immediately create nodes without checking any load. Clear? Let's see. All running. See initializing. So your work is leave it for forget. I will take care. Your work is how to this process automate. I mean, when the pod load increase, na, automatically node load also increase. If insufficient resources because of pods are pending, right? But I don't want to see any pods are pending. If the resources are not available, automatically node also can increase. Understand? Yeah. How to do this process? Let me know Monday class. Not Saturday class, Monday class. Sunday holiday, right? So Monday I will ask you this question to you. So same lab you can do, but manual I'm doing nodes, right? By changing the desired capacity. What you need to do, when the load will increase automatically, Along with the pods, if resources are insufficient, node also will increase automatically. For that, you need to do some small configuration in the cluster. Learn and do it. Okay, how to increase node automatically inside the cluster along with the pod count. Now, if you can go and check here, oh, unfortunately, load also reduce. Understand? Okay, what I'm going to do now, let's hit again. Yeah, we can give watch command also, but at least if it will start to create, why it is not hitting? So load is increased. Replicas 4 created already. Now see, all are running right now. Why? 4 nodes are there. Resource issue is not there. So deploying all the pods. Clear now? So you can increase through command itself also. Scale up. Yeah, scale node group you can give nodes by also you can increase. And at the same time you can give scale up pods manually also you can give. Replica, you need to mention replica. Yeah. So give the deployment name replicas number. I mean, this command will work. I mean, for example, your replica is 3. If you want to increase, open the YAML file, change 3 to 5 and again apply, right? Do like that also. Or command itself also we can increase. Give replica equal to 6 by calling this deployment YAML. So deployment insert 3 is there. Now it will be increased to 6. But I'm not increasing manually. Horizontal pod automatically increasing based on the load. So manual also we can do. Hmm. So clear, anyone has any doubts? How to work with HPA is a dynamic process. So running. If I delete one pod, what will happen? Create immediately to maintain the load. Clear? Any questions from anyone? Online team clear? Hmm? Sorry? Not creating at a time. See, age difference is there. Right? It's not creating immediately. Our end we are able to see immediately, but there is a see time difference. This is deployment. Clear till here? Okay, a simple question to you. I have created a pod through replica set. Okay. And let's wait. Okay, still it is there. Wait for some time. Okay, I have created a pod normally, but pod status it is showing pending. What would be the reason? My pod is in still pending state. What would be the reason? Okay, first reason is what? No resources. Second reason, maybe source image inside also some issue is there. And okay, are kind of issues we can say. For example, yeah, scheduler is not responding because of resources are not available. And I have created a pod and created a service also. Service created, pod created, but unable to access application. What would be the reason? Service created for pod, but unable to access pod. What would be the reason? Networking means what? I have created load balancer type service. Load balancer created. Pod is running, but unable to access. Okay, security group also enable. Next, okay, these are all correct answers only. Next, still not running. Hmm? What would be the reason? Very good. Labels. Pod label, service label different mean. Service will create, pod will create, but both will not communicate. Let me show you. Okay. Meanwhile, you will try to access this. Already accessing right here. You are able to access right application. So what I'm going to do now? ls vi cd kubernetes, go inside cd dev for va service.yaml. So labels are what here? This is the label pod label selector level. Okay, here I'm adding one more x. Okay, app equal to nginx is a label. I mean selector for service means that label we are using into the pod level. Let's check even deployment level also. The labels are what? App equal to nginx. So this label I'm calling from the service under selector. Now both labels are same or different? Different, right? Okay. kubectl apply -f dot unchanged deployment, unchanged horizontal auto scaling, but changed service. Configured, right? So configured means some change has been done by someone. Now you can refresh. Not accessing, right? See, it's loading. But my request is able to hit, my external request able to hit load balancer or not? Load balancer able to hit, but application unable to access. Why? It's a type is what? Load balancer type. Your request entered inside, but not throughout the application. Why? Your request, I mean your endpoint and application in between service is there. Service able to access, but unable to access service by pod. Service is unable to access pod. You are able to access service. Why service is unable to access pod? What is the main process to access a pod and service? Labels. Labels are mismatched. Service unable to call the pod. That's what the reason. Clear now? In this case, what I should, okay. See selector and The selector means what? Pod. Okay. Don't confuse with this. This is service label. Service labels we are not calling. We are calling pod labels from the service. So service end you can add a pod labels. For example, there is a different YAML file. That YAML file is calling a service, for example. That YAML file inside, put a selector and give a which label? Service labels. Clear? If you are calling a service from different YAML, now that YAML is a source, target is a service. If service is a target, therein you should add a service labels. Understand? Now service target is what? Pod. So service and you should add a pod labels. Clear? Yeah. So my service target is pod. So pod labels. Clear the concept? I think K get pods. Only one pod is running. Okay. Any doubts? Horizontal pod auto scaling. In such case, if HPA label mismatch, HPA deployment is not communicated through labels. Don't confuse. HPA service, there is no communication. HPA job is to give replicas to deployment at ML only. How HPA will communicate? Based on the name, metadata. That's it. Okay. Yeah. Oh, ingress. This is little important topic, very important topic. Ingress controller. Okay. Meanwhile, what I'm going to do? What? What is this? Why 10 ports creating one by one not possible? It's created one by one only. You are unable to see. You can see the A's. Okay. So after create, you can see the A's. Like ASG, server creation process takes more time. A lot of dependencies are there. Pod creation, quickly create. You tell me manually create a pod, manually create a server. Both will create at the same time. So you are unable to see even the difference here. The reason quickly creating. After creating, you can see the A's here. All are not in same time. Different times, but milliseconds. So we are unable to see this. But all are created not same time, different time. But the difference is just 10 milliseconds difference only. Okay. So everyone clear till here? Any questions from here? No one. No wonder why all jobs requirement. Oh, it's so fast. Yeah. You can understand in the coming classes why they're asking. So now you tell me, I will deploy in the same server 100 plus applications, right? I can orchestrate also, right? So for example, 5 applications need to deploy. 5 Docker files, 5 images, 5 YAML files, 5 HPA.YAML files. Deploy, and leave it. Kubernetes will take care. orchestrate. So if you enable auto scaling for node also, if 1 million requests to 10 million requests also, you no need to check events architecture also. You no need to verify anything. Kubernetes will take care. But the same process, if you want to do, you need to create everything manually. Load balance, target groups, launch templates, AMIs. It's a headache process, right? Load balancer difference, auto scaling differences and all. Okay. Can we say that Kubernetes is a king of DevOps? Your wish. Agreed. Combination of Docker and Kubernetes? Yeah, agreed. Then what about Queen? Docker Queen. Crazy, huh? Correct. And don't ask who is Queen and King again. Terraform Forest only. Okay, now go to Ingress. Okay, guys, I will explain tomorrow. It's a lengthy concept. Meanwhile, private image deploy process is there. Na? I will show. Day 6. Ingress little lengthy concept. I mean, the agenda is one load balancer can support multiple paths. Now load balancer created, right? By service. The load balancer is not support path-based routing. Service created load balancer not supports path-based routing. In this case, 5 applications created by using 5 deployment YAMLs. We should create a 5 load balancers. To overcome that, we have a process ingress control process. One load balancer is enough for multiple applications if all applications comes under same business unit. Clear? Flipkart is there. Flipkart inside multiple applications running, right? No need to create a multiple load balancer. One load balancer by changing the path request will go. Like that ingress will support. Okay. So we have 20 minutes of time, not possible to complete. Definitely. I need 40 minutes at least. So meanwhile, let's go for, yes, path-based load balance. So for whatever we are discussing, guys, all are prerequisites, AWS knowledge only. That's what I'm saying multiple times. Okay. Can I take class Sunday also? No, no, no. You can, no. Just I'm kidding. Practice is required, right? You can practice what I'm discussing. Sunday workshop already there. Guys, you tell me. This path is what? My Docker path. I have created Docker account, right? This is my Docker username. This is a image. We have a class tomorrow. Okay. So this is Node.js application. So runs on which port number? 3000. Always maintain here also 3000 port. And which service type it is? Node port. See, did I mention any port number? By default, assign any port number. Right or not? In between the range of 30,000 to 32,667 something is there, right? So service also here, deployment also here. And replica is one, image is my image, my Docker registry image. If it is a ECR image, give ECR path here. Clear? Yeah. Let's try now. So kubectl apply -f dot service created, deployment created. So k get pods. So deployment container is still creating. kget pods. It's a running now. How to access kget svc? Mm, This is the port number and okay, worker node, right? Yeah. Take any worker node, right? Any worker node service. I'll explain yesterday, right, how it will work. So before that, what should I do? And one question to you here. Each and every question is very important anyway. While accessing node port, here there are some restrictions. Source is only internally routed, right? In this case, what I should do? Give a inbound rule access from external, whatever it is, you can remove the restrictions. But why at the time of load balancer able to access without changing any security groups? You need to ask this question, right? You can take a. So this is the application. This application Docker file already built. Push this image into my Docker account. I'm calling from there. If you push this image into ECR, you know the process, right? How to push into ECR? Okay, let's say for example, if I create a repo, something. Open this. Oh, nothing is there. So here one path you have to give. URI path, this one. Take and add inside the image path. Call from here. Clear now? Yeah. This is the process. So guys, when you create a load balancer service, right? When you create a load balancer service, let's go and I'll show you. Separate security group created automatically. This security group allows traffic 000. That's what you are able to access without doing any modifications of security group. Load balancer will create a separate security group to access your application. Node port also create if you give, but I'm creating through CLI. I'm not defining anything additionally. It is taking by default actions only. If I create through Terraform, I should mention, right, I need this security group for this node group. Then I will give the required rules and all. Okay. Yeah. Let's go to now EKS cluster. We can see one more time here, the dashboard. So this is my cluster, a running cluster. Click on it. So you can see the cluster here, the details. So here we have to understand there is a node group. What is node group? Node group will take care of nodes. When you create a cluster, node group will create. That node group will take care of, where is node group here? Sorry, compute. Yeah, this node group will take care of n nodes. Okay. So the security groups and all, it will create this node level to access on something and all. These are the subnets. These are the nodes. This is the IAM role. This is the ARN and all. Clear? Okay. You can see health issues. If anything is the Kubernetes labels. So these are the labels for the cluster. Config, Kubernetes tains, no tains, update history and all. Clear? Yeah. Rolling updates we'll check, we'll discuss. Rolling update concept also there. So this is rolling updates. Uh, I mean, Monday only. Sorry, tomorrow I will explain English, and Monday I will explain rolling updates. Rolling updates it will take 1 hour 50 minutes time. So this is the rolling updates: blue, green deployment, canary deployment, recreate, rolling, and all. Okay, clear till here? So whatever images are available in your end, Docker files available in your end, build, push easier. From there, run a deployment.yaml, service.yaml, try to access. Okay. And one more small concept is namespaces. What is namespace? For example, Kubernetes cluster is a very easy concept. Now K get pods. Which namespace it is? Default namespace. Understand? K get NS namespaces. So whenever you can create a cluster, these are the default namespaces. 4. If you want to create your different namespace, you can create. For example, few pods running on different namespace, few pods are running different namespace, you can define also. In this case, create a namespace and give pod while creating them this namespace and all. And now in this case, my end namespaces concept is there. So what I'm going to do now, cd day 4 namespaces ls, okay, va namespace. Why namespace required means cluster is only one, right? Inside number of pods will run. So if you want to separate the process, for example, front end pods can deploy in front end namespace, back end pod can deploy in back end namespace, and background so many. For example, k get pods, you are able to see only 2 pods, right? But the background running so many pods. So many pods, that is system related pods. You are unable to see here, right? You are able to see your pods only. Why? And whatever configurations you do, the configurations will always create into the default namespace only. System related process and all run here. For example, k get pods hyphen n all. Okay. Okay, I'll do one thing, hyphen n. So cube system. In this namespace, any pods are running, you can check. See, these are not related to you. Process for control node and worker node, background communication process required, metric servers and all. See, metric servers automatically, that's what top command is running in your end. Initially, there is no metric server. We have to install. But no, proxy is for what? Service, to give a service access. The background, these pods are running. You no need to touch anything here. Okay. But if you run get pods, you are able to see your pods only. Why? Different namespaces, different concepts. So now what I'm going to say now, va namespace.yaml. This is creation of pod only. But if you can see, creating namespace also. Creating a namespace. This YAML file is for what? 4 lines. Creation of namespace only. Next YAML file, see 3 lines are there. Next YAML file what? Pod. I'm saying creating a namespace is also pod. Why you are confusing like that? This is namespace. This is pod. My pod will create on the name of my app. Here see different entry. I'm giving entry, namespace entry also. If you not give this entry, this pod will create which namespace? Default namespace. But I'm giving no default namespace. So then I'm mentioning here demo namespace. In this case, you should create a demo right before. That's what I'm creating a demo here and creating a pod into the demo here. Okay. Let's apply. You can see kubectl get, sorry, apply -f namespace.aml. Now kubectl get ns. If I give, I'm able to see demo namespace also, just now created 4 seconds ago. Clear or not? Now if I check kubectl get pods, I'm unable to see now newly created pod. How to check? -n, I'm able to see pod. Understand? This pod is not running default namespace. This pod is running demo namespace. How to define? Inside pod.aml, you mention the which namespace this pod should create. Clear? Yeah. And also kubectl create namespace. You can give test, for example. Test namespace is created. So if I want to create a pods and test namespace, what should I do? Deployment or service, you can mention in the metadata section namespace also. All will be created into this namespace only. Clear now? In this case, you no need to create. This one. These lines are not required, right? Already created manually the namespace. I'm calling that namespace for this pod. Or if namespace are not exist, namespace creation also you can go for YAML file and give a pod. So GCP Ansible is pending, right? It will take Kubernetes easily. Like workspace, correct. Like workspace. It will take more than a Python. Python board 3 complete, right, already? Then Python board 3 concepts already completed, right? Automations and all. You no need to write code, Python code. Only cloud automations point of view, if you want to automate anything Lambda and all, you need to write a Python code. You no need to write Python code for data validations, data analytics, and connect database and get data, put data. You no need to do that. Is taking care of a front and back end development team. Your job for the Python, for our job is automation inside the cloud activities. Clear? You no need to write front end development, back end development. That is different story. They will write, not you. Azure DevOps I will take workshop. I told you right at the time. Azure DevOps I will take workshop. Very easy guys, Azure DevOps is. Azure DevOps is a tool, CI/CD only just. I will take it. Yeah, GCP is pending, correct. Ansible. GitLab, I think you already practiced, right? GitLab CI/CD and GitLab also I have explained here. GitLab CI/CD with Terraform already done, right? Yeah, 25 days for all required, yes. So I will show after 3-4 days, I will show the project. So end-to-end project by using Jenkins, how to deploy. Okay. So we have a time till month end, as I said, right? We can discuss slowly, no need to worry. Ansible is required only 1 week. GCP required 1 week. Maybe it may extend to 1 more week, no problem. Clear till here? Okay. So please practice. So tomorrow we have a class. Don't miss it. I'm going to cover tomorrow ingress and scheduling, rollback concept. These two are real-time concepts only. What I'm going to cover tomorrow. Okay. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.